Dr. Joe showing you a little bit of the whole thing, and then I'll read a lot of this. But it's the response that a gentleman had when he accompanied another individual on Medicare into the hospital emergency room. So what he talks about this is Medicare bonanza, ka-ching, the cash register lights up. So what it's all about is a senior citizen accompanied to somebody in an emergency room. He went to El Camino Hospital in Mountain View, California, and he had good coverage, Medicare, Medicare Part D, and so everything is fine. So knowing nothing about the visits to the emergency room, the gentleman helped the other guy in and said, you know, you can get any service which the coverage you had. The hospital cash register, though, will ring each time. So the patient really just had a little vertigo problem, so he went to the emergency room because he was afraid he was going to fall. So the first thing happened when he arrived there, he was giving a cardiogram immediately, ka-ching, right near the ER door. And it was so close that the joke was, why don't you start it in the parking lot and you could get things going faster. Then they were taken to an exam room. Ka-ching! There's one other thing that comes up on everybody. Then he was hooked up to a heart, blood pressure, oxygen saturation monitoring system. Ka-ching! A little charge for that as well. The on-call physician arrived. Ka-ching! And immediately prescribed three types of oral medication. Ka-ching! To stop the vertigo. But things didn't stop there. The vertigo resolved in 30 minutes. Good. But the next thing is he was still a little unsteady, so they admitted him. Ka-ching! So it's hard to argue with that, but nonetheless, this is, you know, each little step is a little bit charged. Chest X-ray was ordered. Ka-ching! And so a phlebotomist came by to take some blood tests of all sorts. Ka-ching! Blood cultures will take 2 days to get back and so forth. So it's going to be a little time. Hopefully they're not going to be in all that time. Urinalysis was ordered. Ka-ching! How about other things like the following morning, CAT scan to make sure there's been no stroke. Well, actually, he's been worked up a lot, so that they finally decided they didn't need that because he'd had recent cardiovascular surgery, and there wasn't really a worry about that at all. Occupational therapy was ordered by to assess mobility and so forth. Ka-ching! These are all reasonable things to do, but everything has a little bit of execution that has a charge with it. And a lot of people have been into the hospital, I recently found, that are ordinarily checking what you do for measuring your thyroid, which is 4 tests, which we've done over the last 20 years. When you do that, you actually really get a ka-ching, because it's about $6,000. So, anyways, I don't know what to make of this. I thought I saw this thing, and I thought I'd like to at least record it, keep it here, and figure out whatever else it's got to do. I know the federal government is worried about this. I've talked to them about this. They've asked for some things to change. And not me in particular, but they wanted to have me take some leadership in some roles. So anyways, we're going to go out and try and make it a little less expensive. And I think we're doing pretty well. Hope so, because it's my time as well.